Hi there, Steve Brossman here, and today I have an absolutely fantastic interview for you today. We have Adriana Cecere, and she is an Amazon best-selling author, a co-author in the book of The Game Changers. Welcome along, Adriana.
Thank you.
Now, I'm excited to interview you because I've known you for quite some time, and the book is all about small business owners, people out there doing things differently and absolutely being a game changer in their area. And your title, being the Back Pocket CEO, is a real game changer out there. Can you tell me what a Back Pocket CEO is?
Yeah, sure, Steve. So in a snapshot, I get called in, and essentially when a business can't actually, for some reason or another, afford a full-time CEO, or they're not quite ready yet. So I get called in to actually help work with the senior team leaders and business leaders to actually help to give them guidance and turn the business around.
It's going to be a fantastic tour because there are businesses that are transitioning and growing, and sometimes their growth stops because they can't get people like you in with the knowledge and expertise that you do have. They can't afford them, but you're going to help them through that transition to help them grow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So I'm working with one client in particular at the moment, absolute gun. He's so inspirational, only 26 years old.
Wow.
He actually inherited his father's business, and from when he took it over about 5 years ago, he's doubled it. And this was a business that was going on for about 3 decades. So he's actually turned it around. Now he realizes that he's at capacity with what he knows and what he can put forward. So he's reached out to me to work alongside him as the Back Pocket CEO to help take that business to the next level.
It's a great thought process that he went through, and you said that he got to the capacity of what he knows. Now, most businesses slow down because they get to the capacity of their production levels, of their physical capacity, but it actually stopped growing because of the capacity of what he knew. So he reached out to you and got you in as the Back Pocket CEO. Now you work with business on a variety of different levels, and you've indicated to me that there are 4 different levels that you work with them in the startup phase. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, sure. So the startup phase can mean a couple of different things. It could be somebody that calls on me when they might have investors behind them, so they've got the money there to help just commercialize their idea. So I go and evaluate their concept to make sure it is viable, and then I help them in whatever capacity they need. So it could be from grassroots, essentially guiding them through setting up bank accounts and things like that, and I guide them there right through to the launch phase. It could be somebody that might not have much money behind them, and they go for a separate package to actually get me to help them to actually launch the business.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, so you've 2 different types of people that you've got there. It's very interesting to take it to that level, working with the startups. But the next level, you've actually coined it from plateau to peak performance. Can you elaborate on that one for me?
Yeah, sure. So that's the next phase of business. So the business has probably been going for about 3 months to about 12 months, and they just need that extra help just to get there. And it could be maybe breaking even or not quite getting there. And they just need that guidance and direction just to get the business that next stage.
What do you see as one of the key things that stops them from breaking out of that plateau?
It could be 2 things really: shortage of skills. It could be that they're just overwhelmed. As a new business, we've got so much going on. They're still, I guess, riding off the launch and the excitement, and they just get to a point where, okay, I really want it to be here, but it's not getting there yet.
They've actually hit reality, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah, passion and enthusiasm can get you so far, but then it's reality. It's like, well, okay, now we're working on the day-to-day grind. What do we do next to do that growth? Now, well, actually, that leads on to the next one, which really excites me, which is the growth accelerator phase. When you're really taking them up, you've got the foundation right, and having you in there, particularly with those first 2 stages, would provide a great foundation. And now it's time to take off the growth accelerator phase. Tell me about that.
Yeah, sure. So I guess you have to say most of the clients fit in that phase where they've probably been going for at least 24 months, up to 50 years. Yep. And essentially what they need is help to actually firstly review the business and provide, I guess, a fresh pair of eyes over where they're at. And then after that, we work at different stages what we can do to actually get them to, sometimes they could still be trying to break even, or they could be at a place where just wanting to get to that next level and starting to look at their exit as well. So just go through essentially the business leaders or business owners' personal and their professional goals, and align those first, and then map it out from their end game and bring it back from there, and then tie it in together with a plan to essentially work through their issues and transform their business to actually achieve all their goals. And once again, it has to be where their personal goals are aligned with their business goals to help it stand for the test of time, really. And also bring them, further success in the way that they're happy at home and happy in the business and everything's working well.
And that's quite a big issue, because sometimes when you whether it's a startup or whether you're going through the growth phase, or quite often when you're just struggling, it does affect the greater life. And what you've mentioned there is just trying to tie it all in together and making sure that it's aligned. And when you get all that happening, it really does help the growth of the business.
Yeah, certainly. That's exactly right. And people think of business as making money, and sure, that's a big part of it. And one person I was working with was an accountant, and he's got a franchise business that he set up, which is away from his accounting practice. And when I started working with this gentleman, after the second session, he said to me, well, I really like what you do for the reason that you're not even talking money yet. You're talking about me and my family, what we need. And then I tied in the business aspect. So, yeah, she thought that was quite powerful. And I think it's the way to do it.
Another thing you mentioned in the last bit there, and it is your last section where you work with people, is succession planning and what they need to do. And sometimes they're wanting to grow the business to make it more valuable to pass on. But a lot of people don't actually go into the business with an exit plan. And that's one of the things that you do help them with, isn't it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. I think it's important with any goal to have it set, to know where you're going. And essentially you need to know what your exit is. So if you don't, I feel that people can essentially miss opportunities along the way. They could essentially also not take the business to the level it's capable of achieving because they don't have that end game focus.
Yep.
So I think it's really important that when someone's looking at a business plan or looking at their goals, they really do stretch it right out to that end game. And it could be a sale, or it could be to retain the business for a profit and go on to other things, or to merge or pass on to your family. So yeah, it's very important.
What type of businesses do you best or like to work with? And is there a particular industry or category you like to work with or get the best results with?
That's a good question. Good question. I have to say that I've worked with all different sectors and all different industries, and I see them different in the way that every business is unique, because every business has got their certain issues because of where they're at and the people that are involved in that business. But essentially when you look at business is business. So I actually enjoy working with a range of different types of industries, and that helps with diversity. And also because I've had, as you know, I've been really lucky to have had over 10 of my own businesses over the past 22 years, and they've been in different industries as well. I've realised that business is business, and what you do for one industry is quite similar to the other. It's what you actually do in the operation that makes the difference. So once you understand that, I guess I can help different types of businesses, and it's essentially the same across all the different industries. So I can't say that there's a particular type of industry that I'm most passionate about. I'm actually passionate about helping business leaders be the best they can be and transform their business to achieve its goals. So that's what I'm most passionate about.
So in essence, it's not actually the business, it's actually the leader in the business that has to have the right mindset to say, listen, we need some external expertise to take us to whatever next level that may be, from the startup to the growth, the acceleration to the succession. It needs to be the mindset of the business owner to say, listen, if I can pull in some expertise on a part-time basis, of course, we've got a back pocket CEO. We don't have to employ them full time. We can actually grow our business to that next level. So it's the mindset of the leader that is crucial more than just the business. Is that what you'd say?
Yeah, that's 100% right. And it's interesting you say that as well, because the packages that we offer are built around that philosophy. So I think it's the business leader's mindset that's essentially driving that whole vehicle. So we've got one package where it's just essentially a mentoring program, and that's for that business leader or a key player in that upper level. Otherwise, we've got that next set of packages where it includes the mentoring for that business leader, as well as a transformation package that it brings along the business and the operation and the other people. And then the final package is essentially that mentoring piece, as well as the transformation piece and succession planning, which could even include a sale if that's where they're going. So yeah, the mindset of that key player is essential to driving that business forward.
Look, actually, that's brilliant. Thank you for explaining the different ways that you work with the people, because that's a key issue, and mindset is key in business. So for everybody that's going to be watching this, is how do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, sure. So we've got a website. It's consultingaustralia.com.au or adriana@consultingaustralia.com.au.
Fantastic. And I really do recommend that you do. I've known Adriana for some time, and I've watched her transform not only businesses but leaders themselves in their mindset and the life that they're leading within and outside of their business. So Adriana, thank you so much for coming along, and this is going to be a great educational piece to get out there, and I really do recommend people do contact you. So this is Steve Brossman signing out. We're going to have another great interview for you guys again real soon. Cheers.